Hello, and welcome to the Time Is Now podcast. My name is Jody Albert Moss, and I'd like to share some thoughts with you. Some moments of inspiration that have come to me recently. It's very important that we flow through life. We don't get stuck. Many of us have been conditioned that things need to be a certain way. We've lost the ability to be spontaneous and to follow our intuition. Even now, I'm making a podcast. I'm walking outside, and there's other noises, there's other things going on. There's other colors. The temperature's different. These are all things that influence us and we need to become aware of. Once again, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So the colors have a certain frequency, the sound has a certain frequency, the air, the temperature. Distraction has a frequency. A lot of times we just let it go. We've actually become desensitized to it. It doesn't, half the time we don't hear it. It doesn't affect us. But it is. All these external influences are playing a big part in our life. So I encourage everyone to kind of stop, take a few deep breaths, and become aware of these things. Because all this external influence eats at us and takes away our ability to be spontaneous, to be courageous, to get outside of that box. We want to get outside of that box. It's so important. So we must stop the external influences. How do we do that? Well, we make simple changes in our lives. Maybe number one is just stop. Just stop and slow things down. Change your perception of time. Maybe don't look at things in 8-hour segments, 12-hour segments, 24-hour segments. Maybe just go through your day. Don't think about what time it is. Don't look at your phone to see what time it is or your wristwatch. For some of us, we have full-time jobs and this is a challenge. But when we're not at work, when we have our own time, we can incorporate this into our lives. So when we come home from work or on the weekends, don't use time as reference. Don't think about time. Allow yourself to be spontaneous. And allow yourself to once again connect with that inner voice. Some of the things that I've started doing is I did start an exercise program. That's changing my life. I didn't really understand how at first, but I remember when I was young, I used to do weightlifting. When I was like 18, 19, I was really good at bodybuilding and weightlifting. So recently I went and got my weights off my dad, brought them home, and I've been doing more of a maintenance program with weights. And right off, I noticed that it affected my breathing. And the breathing through the exertion of working with the weights, I could feel the pressure in my third eye. And then I thought back to when I was young and the concentration I had developed through weightlifting was returning to me now, and I'm 63 now. So through an intense, and it doesn't take me 45 minutes, but when I exercise, I take maybe 30 seconds between my sets and my reps. I just continually go through the weights. I don't take time to get my energy back. I do it fast. And that affects my breathing. And the breathing affected my concentration. And I began to remember. And I began to believe that back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers, when we had to exert ourselves to stay alive, to go find food, to go hunting, to search out water, that would have affected us through our breathing, through our thinking, through our concentration, making us more spiritual, more of a complete being. So I encourage everyone, incorporate some kind of exercise into your lifestyle. I don't do it every day, I do it every other day, and I take weekends off because, I have a lot of grass to cut and other things, and I do a little bit of walking. But just try to change the routine of your life. Be a little more physical. It will help you spiritually. It will help your mind. It's working for me, and I thought I would share it with you. Become aware of all those external influences around us. Become aware once more and make a connection with that little inner voice. And try to be more physical. Try to do things with your hands. Try to walk. Incorporate an exercise program. And watch the positive influence it will have on your life. Thank you for joining me. This has been the Time Is Now podcast. And I look forward to talking with you again.